And what is a conscious partnership? A conscious partnership is the one where each person has fully integrated their feminine, masculine essence, where they know what they can give and what they can receive. And then when two people come together like that, there is an equal balanced exchange where we can also say, hey, these are my needs. Those are your needs. How can I help you with you? Can I be free also?
Hello, fellow flames. In case we haven't met, my name is Dr. Harmony, and I will help you live fearless, live loved, and live free. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know when all my videos and content come live. Today, I have Tatiana back with us for the astrology report for April. And we have pulled some cards for you that represent the energy of the month as well. But what I want to tell you going into this that I feel is the goddess energy of free, fun, flowing, flexible, and gracefully stepping into our divinity of our femininity.
Yes, thank you, Harmony, for having me back again this month. As we are recording this, it's not quite yet the beginning of the month, but I can tell you, please forgive me if I'm a little bit all over the place, because literally even my note-taking looks like this. It's so all over the place. That's a very Mercury in Pisces kind of thing, which is right now. So what I asked of Spirit is to really just flow with the information as it needs to flow. And I was telling Harmony that I had this beautiful dream this morning when I woke up. There were hundreds of thousands of eagles flying from a tree, and then an image of Mother Mary was one of those eagles. And it had this beautiful pattern behind her head. And I felt so much love. And then she actually sent the statue of her, like that energy, and I grabbed it and said, thank you. So this is very typical of these massive Piscean energies that we discussed from the previous videos. And this is why it's important to watch as we go, because it's like a story that's weaving in and out. And when we are having this connection to the dream state, sometimes we are literally being helped by whatever our psyche gets as archetypes. Whatever Mother Mary means to you, it means something to me. It means the divine feminine energy, basically. That's what it means. And it can come in different forms. We each form our form. So the whole point of this month is to be really open. This is the month to be completely open to receive from the other side, whatever form it takes, to align also with your highest versions, because this is a crucial month of the year. And it's one of the nicest ones, honestly, like, because we've been having, like, March has been lots of tension still, you know, and with the world events, April seems to bring a little bit more of like, hope, I would say, and trust in the divine. And actually one of the cards I pulled was trust. So let's get on with a little bit of the first week, how that's going to look, because it will shift as the month moves, but it's more like a more even energy this month. So a breather.
Thank goodness.
There is a breather, not completely, because there's still other aspects, but I'm going to just talk a little bit about, like, the main topics here are still we're having Venus, Mars, and Saturn together in the sky, very together. And Venus is slowly moving away from Mars and Saturn, which takes away the grace from maybe the non-action or difficulty to move forward. So this aspect is one of the big ones, especially for twin flames, because we've been seeing Venus and Mars have been together for a while, which is the balance between masculine and feminine. We have discussed that when it's in Aquarius, it's less about me, myself, and I. It's more about being detached. It's a detached sense of being, which can be and lead to unconditionality, which is then the Pisces. So bear with me here again. It's like, woohoo. The energy of this Aquarian paradigm is the new relationship templates, where we can build conscious partnerships. This is what this is about. This energy comes together to show us what is a conscious partnership. How does that look like? What is the level of integrity and responsibility I have for my own being, my own feminine masculine, so I can be in integrity and responsibility with another. And this is that combo of Venus, Mars, Saturn that is in its best expression in Aquarius, bringing something new. Aquarius is the new, is the novel. And it's also corresponding to what is best for the community. So it's also where we are making these alliances with others. So it's not just me and my partner, it's me, my partner, the other, the other, the other, the other, the other. Is this?
Yeah, I have to say something, Tatiana. I don't mean to cut you off, but I have to say this because, as always, we're always flowing this flow, especially you and I, we flow in the same plane that we're always exchanging information without speaking. And I want to tell everyone, when this video comes live, go back and watch the video of the last week, because I literally said basically about everything you just said, but I had an urgent, divine, authoritative message saying shit or get off the pot. And what that meant is we're coming into the divine union within ourselves so much, we got to stop being stuck on one person or being stuck in our journey and giving our power away. And so when I drew cards for what was next, okay, because I also drew a card for the month, and I'll share that afterwards. But I drew cards and the two flew out and they represented the relationships. And it's saying karmic relationship and the twin flame facilitators. Tatiana also drew one for the false twin flame card. Now, we both, like these cards, actually, hers flew out as well. She had two fly out with trust in that one as well, as we both were doing it at the same time. Now, what I mentioned in that video, not to get too far off of this one, but it pertains to this energy. So now you're confirming for me why that came through and why it was so urgent. Because we are to be in divine conscious connection with our partner and stop being held back by all this karmic relationships that, whether you think that's your twin flame or not, they're holding you back if they're not in alignment with you. And it's time to move the F forward.
Oh my gosh, that's exactly it. Because this little combo of Mars, Venus, Saturn, again, energy is energy. It can be expressed in its highest form or in its lowest form. And I would like to read a little passage from The Archetypal Universe by Ren Butler about this combo, this trio. So in its best expression, we can expect romantic and sexual integrity, tempered love and desire, steady working partnerships, a gift for dynamic craftsmanship. And in Aquarius, it's also tainted by this a little bit more detached form of love, which is non-possessive. It's not, this is my person, my thing, which is what we're moving away from, the Scorpio South Node. This little combo is squaring the nodes. What this means is, this is the point. This combo is here, the South or the past, and the North or future is more what we're moving towards, what needs to be what we're kind of leaving behind. So if there's still these dynamics of passionate attachment, scorpionic pain, like it's painful, it's difficult, it's karmic, it's painful, and we attach as this is mine, then that's the question of these planets. And the point is like, we want to go back. There's this desire to go back because that's where we're comfortable. But then there's the pull that says, can you actually move forward towards the new? And in Taurus, it's pleasure, it's beauty, it's stability. It's not all this pain and turmoil. So I think the time has come for all of us to drop those attachments to pain and to the difficulty of relating. Freedom, Aquarius is freedom, is free to love. And what is free to love if not unconditional? Freedom is not anarchic. It's not like, whatever, I'm out of here. I do whatever I want and I don't think about others. No, this is the responsibility piece comes with Saturn. There is a maturity and an integrity in being responsible for our choices, our emotions, our projections, our feelings. And then when the other comes in and can hold space in the same manner, oh my God, then we have conscious relationship. This is not butterflies and rainbows and everything's romantic. This is conscious. It means, yes, we're working through things together. We are evolving together and we find levels of resonance. So if something's not resonating and it's toxic, this is the shit or get off the pot moment, because it's not going to be supported by these energies.
No.
And when you a little later in the month squaring, then it's going to kick you in the butt and go, okay, you didn't want to release it, then guess what? It's being taken away from you. So the good thing now is that we have the ability to be a little bit more detached with these energies. There's a level of, okay, I think I can think this through and I want more freedom to be. And so for people that are not, let's say, in partnership right now, this might actually bring new people into your field that are completely different from what you could think of, provided you have released old toxic attachments, you know.
I can't wait, Tatiana, until you watch that video I'm talking about, because like I said, every word you said, I said in different ways, but it came from a divine message letting people know it's time to move forward and now's the time. And on the contrary of that, see, if you do let go and you detach and you stop being obsessed and addicted, and you truly, what I said in that video, that some of it is you're letting go of who you've been. And the key in that is not to give your power away to anyone. And I had mentioned in that video that one of the best things you could do is choose you, but know that this journey is about you. It's not about the other person. And everyone, of course, reflects us, but it is time that if you will let go and detach and stop being obsessed, this energy will pick you up and lift you up and give you the easy way over the fence to everything it is you wanted. But you're hanging on to what you have. And it's the split and the dichotomy in that is inside of you if you'll just surrender to what's coming and go with the flow, which is why I said what I said at the beginning of free, flowing, flexible, fun, and fluid.
Exactly. And that's part of also that Piscean, a huge energy that's going to be coming in as, you know, mid-month. But beware, because these aspects can also play for you in another way. And this is problems maintaining a balance between one's yin and yang energies, alternating hot and cold feelings, so runner and chaser, relationship anger and conflicts, sexual wounds. So you see that same energy that can bring maturity, stability. It's also, because it's a conjunction, it means these planets act with the level of vibration you put out.
Mm-hmm.
Lowest level of vibration, that's what can happen. Then what happens? More runner and chaser. Maybe one is feeling that there's unrequited love because it's like, oh, I'm putting too much out, and so I'm out of balance. Because Mars and Venus want to keep that balance, right? When they're together, they're trying to work together. And Saturn puts this container, this, again, it's like, are we working together for the long run, or do we need to put difficulty into the relationship so you actually get your act together? So it can go either way. So this is not like, this is you who puts the what into this equation. The energies are just there to support it. And likewise, this is in this square where we're like, and simultaneously, like this first week of April, and I'm talking the beginning of April mostly right now, we have a lot of Aries energy. So I would like to share a little bit of the Aries energy, what that looks like, because even though this is going to be full on more like towards May. So you see, this is the archetype of Aries, which is brave. There's this guy climbing, brave, and then this is I go solo, I'm an explorer, I'm brave. It's also the energy of, you know, it's the beginning. And the Aries is the astrological new year, which is like, that's when we begin things. We've been like, we have closed with Pisces, and then we begin with Aries, new planting seeds, new ideas, new projects, new everything. There's going to be a new moon in Aries on April 1st. So actually the 1st of April is going to be like a month and a beginning of a cycle of like maybe new things are coming. Communications might be like short and, you know, to the point. We're no longer in this Piscean flow where we're dreaming. And this is where we start actually initiating the new things that we were thinking or receiving. So if you took notes from March of what your ideas, dreams, visions are, then this is a month where you can begin planting those seeds. Literally go and plant those seeds for your life, because there's going to be a lot of energy supporting the go moment and the self-expression as well. Aries is a lot about the self as well. So if you are in Aries, have planets in Aries or in, you know, your astrology, you might feel like there's going to be a boost of speaking what you want, making sure like you're clear, and going for it is going to be part of it. However, at the same time, you might want to go for it full speed, but Saturn is still putting a damper on Mars, which means that Mars that wants to go and get things is like, hey, hold on, not so fast, not so fast, properly. So whatever ideas, dreams, everything that you wrote in your journals of all the big projects that you have, ideas of your new self or your new partnerships or your new everythings, okay, Saturn's still in action. So still requires thought, discipline, context. Don't rush and go and do things like, woohoo, because you're not going to be able to. And you might actually feel like stopped a little bit in your tracks. So don't get frustrated. This is only so you can lay the foundations properly, right? Foundations for whatever you have been dreaming your life could be. The reason why you might be stopped in your tracks is because you have a dream of everything you've wanted. You can manifest it. And then there's Chiron, the wounded healer. The sun will be meeting Chiron, and so will Mercury. So you will have an opportunity also to see why you might be afraid of going for what you want. This is an opportunity. If there's still wounding around, I want this for me, this is my dream, this is my soul's calling, and it's like, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to leave that job. I'm not going to, maybe not leave that job. I'm not going to go for what I want. Question yourself, why? Why? What is there in your being that's so scary? And look at it with kindness so you can let that go and move towards what you want. You know, this guy on a motorcycle, it's just, he's going. He's not like, oh, I don't know, I'm staying home here. Mm-hmm. So in order to embrace the energy of Aries, we need to be courageous. And that courage is also courage to look within the pain. Because that's, you know, cycles are always moving. It's not like one day we're free from all pain and magic. It's like cycles flow. One day we're down, one day we're up, one day we're asked to look at shadow, one day we're just, it's time to play, one day it's time to dream. So this is just a cycle we're in. So I'm going to also show now the next things that are going to be happening as the month progresses is we're going to have this very big Pisces energy. And for those who have not seen these images in previous videos, if you're new, you'll see I always bring this up so you get the vibe. This is going to be big. And this is where we can get a little bit of a, let's say, breather, as Venus and Mars. Venus is going to enter Pisces way like at around the second week of April. And once Venus is in Pisces, it's like there's this dream, poetic, beautiful, graceful, divine. Also because Jupiter is going to be conjuncting Neptune. What does that mean? Neptune, the planet that dissolves everything, that connects to the divine, is the ocean of consciousness. This is why I'm showing this image. It's going to be with Jupiter, which expands everything, right? So there could be an expansion of consciousness. That's my first thought. And with Venus there, there's grace. And this is why when I told you, I'm like already feeling and sensing the divine feminine grace. When I said I had this dream of Mother Mary, That's the feeling. It was, oh my gosh, we are touched by grace. We are not abandoned. We are not alone. Not at all. So if you feel like you have to do this on your own, you don't. This is the feeling I'm getting. This is the energy I'm getting for this month. We have so much support from whatever the other side is, you know, whatever beings we connect to, family of light. And if you're watching this channel, you know this. You absolutely 100% know this. There's going to be such an access towards compassion. And Mars, when Mars enters Pisces also, and this is where we're going to have big Pisces stellium, Mars entering Pisces by mid-April, like by the third week of April. Maybe there's not much energy to go ahead. So the Aries energy is not so strong because it's like Mars, which is your warrior. Mars is the one that does action. So what are we going to be fighting for? So in Pisces, Mars fights for others, for compassion, for the collective. It almost gets lost. It's the spiritual warrior, right? That is at its best. I'm just giving you the best scenario of the energy is absolute trust. So what I was saying is that with this Pisces energy, you see this is the absolute flow. And Harmony was mentioning flow. Yes, this is not the month to control anything. You're not in control. Period. This is the month to flow, connect to intuition. This is a month for the heightened month for intuition. Connect to intuition. And when I got the card, which is the trust card, and you see there's this, you know, in the middle, there's this like the sun in the middle. It's almost like, for me, that sun represents your heart and the middle of your heart, and how when you connect from your heart to the other, you know, whatever else is out there, there's this magic that comes. And it says, ask, listen, allow. It's upside down, but you got it. When I told this dream about Mother Mary, because this is a forecast, but I'm feeling that the energy is already coming through. I was asking, actually, I've been connecting to these beings that I, you know, consider guides, like could be like Jesus, Saint Germain, Mother Mary, and you can call them whatever energies. I give them names and forms that work for me. And as I've been asking for guidance, please guide me. Please don't let me make like choices that are not the best and highest for myself. Guide me. Then I have these dreams. And I'm like, wow. So this is just me. It's my experience. But what I'm telling you is that because this month is going to open that up more and more and more and more and more, you know, as Venus and Mars flow into Pisces with Neptune and Jupiter. And there's this immense energy of help. Ask if you don't know, if you're feeling lost, because that's the downside of Pisces, is being completely lost. You know, I don't know what to do. I'm lost in the ocean of consciousness. I need to escape to a better reality because this one sucks. So that is not the way to go. The way to go is, look, can we bring heaven on earth? Because the freaking floodgates are open. And not only that, we're having so much support. Mm-hmm. Support. So ask, please. And know that the answer, that there will be these answers. And if you connect to, you know, this, the center of your heart here, the middle, that golden sun you have here, and you can do like the meditations of, you know, golden sun meditation. I mean, I can share with you some links that Dr. Harmony has for meditations, and I have other links for meditations that you can get for like the sun opening heart. This is when you connect. This is when you allow. This is when you're not in control because it's something higher that is. And guess what? That's when you are moved. You don't have to do anything other than follow each little step. This is the time for, if you get like signs, synchronicities, this is the time to listen to that. And at other times that could be not good. Now, beware, if you are Virgo, Sagittarius, or Gemini, I would caution you that don't just believe every sign you see, because then you can make a big storm out of something that might be more of a delusion. So just be careful with that. Make sure that you're always, as much as you're receiving messages, kind of double check as well. Always keep a foot in reality. That's the message also of Saturn, and that's still in Aquarius, is keep a foot in reality as you make these changes. We are literally now moving into that new Earth template, and that can look either way. We could move into a template where there is all of that we have been talking about: co-creation, collaboration, tribe, sense of belonging to something more divine. Or we could be dissociating, alienating, and that's what astrology is for. So to just give you the picture so you can choose how you're going to align. So these are the main themes, and let me see if there's any other main theme before Harmony can speak to all this. We will have definitely by the third week of April, we will have the sun moving into Taurus. This is the time where things are going to be starting to ground. You see, when Taurus comes around, Aries initiates things, Taurus starts to ground, to actually materialize. So all this Pisces dreaming April time, from the first, let's say, second week, third week-ish of April, this is when you get all the info, all the intel, all the dreams. Journal, dance, sing, love, share, compassion, help others, all of that. Give of yourself without, forgetting yourself. And when you do that, journaling, all that stuff, all these ideas, this is the month to keep a dream journal. If you don't have a dream journal, this is the month to go wake up and, record, and then leave the dream there. There can be a lot of information coming through. Then you listen to it, and when it's time to ground your ideas, it's going to be like, oh, what was it again? You go back and you go, oh, this is what this is. Oh, and then things will start materializing as, May comes along. We'll have more energy to start working. There's going to be more substance. Right now, we're not so much in the substance, we're more in the feeling this month. And there is definitely, by the second week of April, when we have all these things going on, we also have a square of Pluto to the sun. So there might be also tendencies to push power over, like ego dynamics can arise. So just beware in the second week of April if there's power dynamics again, where there's the ego wants to dominate, or you have other people trying to dominate you. And just keep always the ego in check, because when Pluto comes in contact with the sun, what it wants is for us to detach from our ego needs. And when the sun was in Pisces, we might feel like, oh, we're less in the ego. In Aries, the sun is more like, okay, now I know what I want, and it's about me and what I want. So when Pluto comes along and says, wait a minute, can you actually keep that ego in check? So what you want still benefits everybody else. It benefits you, but it benefits everybody. You see, and this is the climate we're in. It's like, how do I find me within that and not get into an ego trip or an attachment to what I want, because this is what I want. So navigate all that with caution, I always say, practice humility, especially when it comes to ego trips. It's good to go back to those principles of how can I stay humble regardless of what I want, and still be honoring what I want and not compromise, that's that fine balance that we've been talking about. If this energy of Mars Venus was properly integrated throughout the first part of the month, that means that the assertion, I can give more of myself because I also have given myself what I need without pushing. You see, so these are all these dynamics that may come into play. That's kind of basically it for that. And the last week, Mercury is conjuncting the North Node squaring Saturn. So there might be, because by the end of the month, that's when we go into more grounded energy, a little bit of a slower energy. This is So the month might start with a lot of hey, but that's as the sun moves out and gets into Taurus, things slow down by the end of April. So expect a full, like the length. This is what I feel for the last week of April. There's all this Pisces energy, the Taurus energy is there too. There's changes happening. The sun with Uranus can bring a lot of new things as well. New opportunities. There might be like ideas, but all like it's like this revamping of life, basically, of new life. And as you get adjusted to the new life, give yourself some pampering as well, because it can be hectic, right? When there's too much change happening, it can be like destabilizing. So don't allow yourself to be destabilized. Allow yourself to trust that stabilization is needed part to effect the changes that are going to be best for you. And I spoke for such a long time that I'm going to allow Harmony to reflect on this. And if there's more info, you know what? It just comes and goes. Today is like that. I'm just giving you what it's needed to know. There's more info, but let's leave it at that. Harmony, what's your take?
So when I drew my card for the month's energy, it came to be practice self-love. And it says, nurture your inner child. Now, this to me represents a combination of a couple of things. One is, if people have not got plugged into my self-love makeovers video series, I'll make sure to have a link below, because that has been something I've been talking about now for 6 weeks on an entire 6-week series. That's been amazing. But as we talk about this energy now, Tatiana, and you bring up Mother Mary, and we talk about here, nurture your inner child, that's also the support of that inner child, the divine mother, and us becoming the divine parent of our own inner self, so that we can feel that support. We can feel that love, and it's coming from within, not from outside of us. So I can feel that this is a time more than ever in the history of self-love talk, that self-love is the key and the ticket to everything you want. Because if you can't love yourself first, put yourself first before anything down to your mission or work or all these other things, then your well is not going to be fully flourishing, because you're not able to receive at the highest quantum level that you came here to experience. And no one can give it to you but you to start. And when you start giving it to yourself and you start receiving it, then it will show up in other people. So I want to remind everyone a couple of things, that the links below for the Twin Flame Ascension or card deck is below if you want to get your copy reserved. And also to let everyone know, it's been coming. It's been on a ship coming from China ever since December. So it should be here any day, any time. And as soon as we have it, we'll make sure to do another live together and promote that it's available. And we'll get our decks out of you guys that have pre-ordered. We want to thank you for supporting that, following us, and giving such amazing, great feedback on the artistry, and then just the concept itself is so beautiful. And one more thing, just make sure that if you've not already checked out Tatiana's Evolutionary Astrology readings as we go through this astrological new year and this new beginning and planting seeds, this is a perfect opportunity to take a look at your soul blueprint for you to be able to have the roadmap of how to get there, because she can help you with that.
Yeah, that's very important. And I forgot, I just wanted to mention one more thing about this energy. I feel that because this amazing energy at the end of April is coming with all this Piscean beauty, and it's like a lush and abundant grace, a gorgeous and entrancing beauty, overflowing charm and mystique, qualities of kindness and compassion, spiritual values in one's relationship life, peaceful and happy periods spent with favorite people, ecstatic merging with friends and partners, feelings of a lushy sensual reverie, romantic and spiritual satisfaction. This is what we're getting by the end of the month. So my thought is like, if you've done all your previous cycle work and released all that toxicity and came into this alignment, what could really come, honestly, is that divine connection. And you might actually be pulling into your life somebody new that is more aligned with a frequency that is totally like in that conscious level.
But you got to give up to create the space. And this is exactly what I was saying in that video from last week's, the last one, just a few days ago. So go back and check it out.
Yes. And if you're in partnership already, this could be a revamping, re-elevating of your relationship that's already existing. So beautiful times for embracing this. And I think this is like a break that we're having from this very harsh, this is the month of having a little break, you know? So yeah, take that energy in and go with the flow. If there's one thing for the month of April, trust and go with the flow.
And love yourself first.
And love yourself first. And these divine energies of like Piscean is very feminine. This is the quintessential divine feminine. And this is why I have calling in Mother Mary. So call in if you resonate with Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Hathor, Isis, like all the symbols that represent in different cultures the divine feminine, call it in. This is the time for this. So it integrates in you. So
I feel like it's time to have like a goddess party.
It's not only for women, right? Like,
right, because the divine masculine are embracing their inner feminine in a new way of expression and feeling.
The divine masculine is embracing their divine feminine within as well. So yay, hopefully after this spirit we're going to see more divine conscious partnerships actually forming, and I can't wait to see what happens to me.
I can't wait till we're on one of these videos and you share what came out of this.
And, I mean, I'm in my own process, so I will share a little bit of my personal data at some point.
Okay, that sounds promising.
If that inspires you, I can share a little bit of my journey at some point. We could do a live.
Yeah, let's do a follow-up on something like that. Yeah, definitely. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this beautiful energy. Let us know how this energy is impacting you below. Let us know what divine creativity that you're using this energy for, and maybe what is your next level. So we send you so much love, light, and liberation, and may you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.